Eloise's POV. I'm still in shock as I watch Klein's car drive out of the premises. Suddenly, my phone vibrates again and I notice that I hadn't realized messages and phone calls were coming in like floods from Maeve. I quickly unlock the phone and go through the messages. What annoys me the most is the fact that Klein didn't even try to be cautious about his affair. He just shoved it in your face. Such disrespect. I can feel her rage in her words. I won't be surprised if there was smoke coming out of her ears when she was typing this. Maeve always treats my problems like they were hers. She'd get so upset, I would be the one to beg her to calm down. I asked Klein and he said she was just his friend. I write back to her and seconds later, she starts typing. Soon, her message comes in again. Girl. Do you hear what you are saying? Don't fall for men's lies. They never forget the ones they didn't end up with. You gotta keep an eye on that chick. I swear she's after your man. A wave of nausea wells up in my stomach. What do you suggest I do now? Well, since he's the one ruining the relationship, I'd advise you to take as much evidence of their affair as you can so that if it gets to the point of divorce, you'll take at least half of his wealth. He has gotta pay for the emotional trauma he has and is still putting you through. My eyes skim over the words in the text over and over again until my head feels dizzy. Divorce. When I really let that idea sink in, a sour feeling creeps into my heart. Will things really have to get this far? I sigh and press the phone's power button. We will continue this conversation when I get home. For now, I have to think. Monday, at work. Good morning, Mrs. Wesley. One of my colleagues greets me as I walk past her. Good morning, Gloria. I reply with a smile and walk on. I am the Vice Director of Product Development for our perfume line and I lead my own team. A few steps later, I arrive at our workspace and I head over to my own cubicle and settle down after greeting my other colleagues. Mrs. Wesley. Another call comes through. I don't even need to look up to know it's my other colleague named Nadine. Her voice is as sweet as honey. Yes, Nadine. I turn to her. She's standing beside me with a black file in her hand. Here's the final product design proposal you asked me to print out. Can I go and submit to Mr. Wesley right now or would you want to do so yourself? She winks at me, knowing I'm Klein's wife. Nadine. Another colleague, Chanel, calls in a harsh whisper. How dare you? She cautions firmly, making me confused. How dare you ask the future director herself to run an errand? Excuse me? I ask with raised brows. Who exactly is this new director? It's gotta be you, of course. She says it so confidently, my heart actually skips a beat. The former director was fired the week before for tardiness and incompetency, and so the spot is open. I have been taking some of the responsibilities these days, so maybe that's why my team thinks I'm going to get the position. I'm not going to lie, that position looks appealing and I've always dreamed of doing something big one day. That's why I worked so hard all these years to make my team the best, which we are right now. I'm proud of them and grateful for their loyalty and support. Chanel is right, that's Ward, another team member. He's the tech genius of our group. As the incoming director of production, you are not supposed to be running such menial errands. It's downgrading. Guys, I think you all should relax. I'm not even the director yet. We don't know if I'm going to be appointed, and even if I was, that doesn't mean I can't run these errands. I take the file from Nadine and rise to my feet. Thank you, Nadine. I will take this to Mr. Wesley myself. I say and leave the workspace. No one is talking about the hotel pictures online, so it means Klein kept to his promise and cleared up the photos online. The last thing I want is to be the center of rumors of my own team. I can't afford it. My entire team cannot afford it. We have more important things to focus on. Klein and I didn't talk too much since the last outburst as he was occupied with work. But he did let me know what he was working on. I guess our little altercation on Saturday taught him the importance of communication in a relationship. That's a win for me. His secretary is not on her seat when I arrive, so I go straight to his office door. I stop before it and take in a few deep breaths before pushing it open. Once I step into the spacious office, my eyes go over to his work table, expecting him to be seated on his chair, but it's empty. I look around the office and my brows crease in surprise when I spot a girl seated in the sitting area. Just then, she turns to look at me and knees turn jelly when I recognize her face. It's her. The girl in the photos. Eloise's POV. I can't believe she has the nerve to sit in front of me and smile. What I can't believe the most is the fact that Klein let her in here. God, I'm trembling with rage. I want to lay my hands on any part of her body right now. Her hair and her face seem like the best options. But I know better than to do that. So, I snap my eyes shut and release a low, ragged breath, willing myself to stay calm. If I do anything outrageous, I'd be stepping right into the trap she has set for me. Good morning, Eloise. She greets in the warmest tone as she rises to her feet and faces me. She knows my name already. She's prepared. Good morning. I greet back in a dry tone, eyeing her from head to toe. I guess I don't need to introduce myself. And you are? I wear my best fake smile. Jasmine. Her smile widens. Finally, I get to meet the girl who makes so many girls jealous. It's an honor. I scoff in derision. She's not wrong though. When my engagement with Klein was announced, the internet boiled and they were eager to find out who this lucky girl was. I completely understood the reason given that Klein was such a wealthy and influential young man. Coupled with the fact that he's a total heartthrob. 6 feet something tall, excellent body build, right amount of facial hair, and striking facial features. He had so many admirers who couldn't accept the fact that he was getting married, so they resorted to tarnishing my reputation, but they were quickly silenced by Klein's family and mine. But that's not what's important right now. I snap out of my trance and look back at her. If she thinks I'm dumb or here to play dumb games with her, then she's wrong. It was you, wasn't it? The girl who was photographed with my husband at the hotel. Yes. Oh. I'm so sorry about that. I told him he needed to go home because I know his wife was waiting to celebrate his birthday with him, but he insisted on having a few more drinks and refused to go home. It made me wonder if his wife was so scary, but I knew that was just nonsense. Wow. I rolled my eyes inwardly. This girl is something else. Anyway, you have nothing to be worried about. Klein and I are just old friends. I just came back to the country after many years and I thought it'd be absurd for us not to have a little catching up. I hope we can become good friends too. I have never been mocked, insulted, disrespected and humiliated at the same time. Of course this girl is not here to play with me. She means business. Misunderstanding my arse. Well, thank you very much for taking my husband to the hotel. That was very considerate of you. I say sarcastically. Please don't misunderstand my intentions. Klein was very drunk that night. We said to have the driver take him home, but he refused. I'm sure you know how clingy he can get when he's drunk. That's why I had no choice but to go with him. But I swear to you that nothing happened between us. Did he not explain everything to you? I scoff. Let out a heavy shaky breath. Turn away from her and take a few moments to catch my breath and gather my bearings. I can't believe she has the audacity to say all these things to me. Of course he did. That's why I wanted to thank you. I look at her again, keeping a neutral expression. May I ask why you are here today? I'm waiting for Klein. I absolutely hate that she addresses my husband so casually. Why? If I may? Oh, don't worry about me, he asked me to wait here. My blood starts boiling. Also, can you please fetch me some water? I've been wanting to get some, but I don't think it's right for me to just go around touching things. A soft chuckle tumbles from my lips before I can hold myself back. Wow. After all the provocation, she still has the nerve to ask me to fetch water for her to drink. Oh, Klein, you caused all these. Don't worry. Klein won't bite you just because you went to get some water. I guess that's permission for me then. I roll my eyes and go over to Klein's table where I drop the file I came in with. This is not the scenario I expected to encounter on my way here. I did believe in Klein's bullshit and decided to give us a second chance. But this girl just proved me all wrong again. Just great. Such a slap in my face. I'd have to handle her first before dealing with Klein. Where is Klein anyway? You know, the girl's voice comes through again. She's walking towards me with a glass of water in her hand. Klein really scared me that night. My brows furrow. She nods and takes a step closer. We are too close for my liking. I can feel her breath on my face and it disgusts me. When I held him, he told me he often thought of the old days when we were still together. He said whenever he held you in his arms, he secretly wished it was me. I don't let her complete that statement. I slapped her face with all my might and the smack sent her staggering backwards. The glass of water in her hand falls off, shattering into pieces as it hits the floor. Jasmine also falls on the floor, yelping in pain, and before I can react, a strong body pushes me aside, and as I lose my balance, I also fall on the ground. A sharp, intense pain surged through my palm. What's going on here? A familiar voice asked, but as I raised my head, I only found my husband looking concerned at Jasmine instead of me. I don't know. Eloise suddenly splashed the water on my face and smacked me. Liar. I cry out. How could she just blatantly lie to me in the face? That's enough. He scolds me and turns to the girl in his arms. Jasmine, he calls, are you all right? Do you need to go to the hospital? I don't know, my hand hurts, she says as she struggles to rise up, but she clumsily trips and falls back again. Then, as she opened her own palm, I saw blood on it. My head starts buzzing and I feel a warm liquid trickling all over my own palm. I turn to look at it and nearly pass out when I see blood oozing from the cut I got when my hand collided with the broken glass pieces. Let's go to the hospital. He tells her softly and gently lifts her to her feet. I watch in tears as he takes out his cell phone and phones his PA to prepare the car so he could take Jasmine to the hospital. Just then, Logan rushed in an alarmed state. Is everything all right? He asks, panicking. Take care of Eloise. I'm taking Jasmine to the hospital. I'm already in tears. Klein has just ripped my heart into a million pieces. And for you, Eloise. Once they're done taking care of your wounds, go home. And for the next few days, I want you to reflect on how you're supposed to properly treat your superior in your workplace. What do you mean by that? I ask, absolutely lost. You heard me. Jasmine is the new director of production.